Super Mario 64 is the most popular speedrunning game of all time. With over 34,000 official runs to date, there has gotta be something special about a game over 20 years old still being highly adored to this day. But it doesn't stop there. 34,000 is only the officially submitted ones. With speedruns that date back to early 2000s, we can only imagine how much lost footage there is of this game. That is, if it was even recorded in the first place. Fast forward to around 2017 where 16-year-old me attempted my first ever 16-star run. While still being a super well-known speedrunning game for the time, Super Mario 64 was very different 7 years ago compared to now. I mean, in the past 5 years alone, the speedrunning fanbase essentially doubled with the rise of streamers. But 16-year-old me, after 100% completing Mario 64 multiple times, just wanted more from the game. Before I even knew about the driven community, the insane speedruns at the time, let alone how a speedrun even worked. And unfortunately, there is no footage of me ever doing any runs back then, but on the virtual console, GameCube, controller in hand, I can guarantee young Rox had fire in his eyes and a passion for this game. Something clicked back then. Fell in love after I found out the intricacies of SM64 speedrunning, and for weeks I spent countless hours every day grinding techniques and getting new personal bests. Naturally, I never got a record, and honestly I was never really in arm's reach. Not to mention back then the 16-star record was just hitting around 15 minutes. Compared to now where we finally hit the world record of under 15 minutes, there was still a lot to discover. But I was addicted. I got good at the game. I practiced multiple routes, hours every day for single techniques, and put in dozens of runs every day. Unfortunately for me, I didn't have any equipment to record, and I never once thought to record with a camera or some janky phone setup. So, as I do remember getting a decent time of around 20 minutes, I can't remember my exact PB. Fast forward 7 years to current day. I haven't completed a single run of Mario since my addiction back in 2017. I'm 22 now with responsibilities and other passions, but something in the back of my mind had an urge. Having some weird cravings that I didn't fully quite understand, I felt like I needed something but just couldn't grab onto what that feeling was. Until one random afternoon, a single video popped into my recommended, changing my night, unleashing that feeling I had inside, and forming the video you're seeing now. Ah yes, the classic summoning Salt video. He struck at my heartstrings and 50 minutes later motivated me to pick up the controller and speedrun again, bringing me out of retirement. I watched the occasional Summoning Salt documentary here and there, never once really feeling like I could speedrun any of the games he documented. But this one single video he dropped a year ago changed that completely. But I just can't pick up the controller where I left off more than half a decade ago. I know I'll be rusty and it'll take a while to get back to where I even used to be. And of course, the YouTuber brain in me flipped the switch, automatically conjuring a challenge for myself. I wanted to get back to where I was, or at least somewhat close, but with a slight twist. Instead of practicing all day every day like I did, I decided to take the adventure to streaming, where I would stream for only 7 days and attempt to get my PB by then. I found this was a suitable challenge when seeing AlphaRad's video on Mario Odyssey speedrunning, so I'm kind of borrowing that challenging format. But will 7 days be even enough to get back to my former glory? Am I in over my head and just will embarrass myself on stream? Not being the same gamer I once was? We'll have to see, because this is my journey relearning how to speedrun Super Mario 64 in 7 days. Going in, I knew day one was going to be the hardest. After not playing for so long, not only was I insanely rusty with techniques, but I was nervous. Overwhelmed for several days before going live, not ready to face my fears and embarrass myself live on the internet. Alongside the fact that I wasn't fully remembering the route to take, I dived right into my first run, raw, no practice. First trick, first try, Lakitu skip. Okay, we're already messing up. Oh, I got it. Wait, what? Oh, I got it first try. And I still got it. While I remembered how to kind of do the Lakitu skip and was off to a great start, that quickly ended with how terrible I was of movement and just forgetful on how to do some other tricks. Ruining my first bomb clip and being mauled by the chain chop, I was already beginning to lose some confidence. With it being my first run and all, and the added factor of being live, I was extremely nervous. Attempting to do Canalist didn't add to that fact, and failing to get Canalist after about 7 minutes demoralized me. While Canonless is not essential to complete a 16-star run necessarily, it is one of the more important stars for most runners with how fast a trick can be done if executed correctly. Grab the ledge almost closest to the bridge and pull Mario up. Crouch and then backflip fully right onto the bridge. Punch one time, letting the animation fully go, and then slowly tiptoe straight down to grab the ledge of the bridge, making sure not to fall down. Camera angles can be a unique factor in this trick, so pull yourself up, switch camera right fully, then left, and immediately hold the analog down, which should almost always guarantee the star. Canonless can be frustrating at the beginning, but can be practiced in under a day with patience and rewarding instantaneously every single run. But this run I was having some trouble and let the annoyance get to me. So I changed directions, and I tried to get a different star somewhere else to still salvage my first run. Perfect first try, who would have thought? This game is so easy. It was not the first try. Moving on, I killed the baby Pengu, got lost in the slip and slide, and then realized I forgot Owless because I had only 7 stars and you need 8 to access the first Bowser. I was still so nervous at this point, and going into Bowser 1, my nervous impatience got to me and I started throwing. I'm just doing horrible. Yo! Game for so long, I would be so bad. I'm supposed to do a jump kick. Yo. Alright. I'm resetting. I was having the worst movement and an even worse attitude, masking my pain that this red plumber gave me. I reached my breaking point. After multiple game overs, I reset my first run. I was jittery from being anxious, I was not yet warmed up, and I was setting these higher expectations on myself, ultimately leading to disappointment for something that was bound to happen. Being so far behind, I just felt like I wasn't ready. I wanted this though. I needed to push forward if I ever want to see growth, because growth can't come if you don't give it time to grow. So I started up another run and stuck to it. I got Lakitu skip again, but I missed bomb clip. Fortunately, I saved time by actually hitting Canonless. I went on through my normal route and continued on to Bowser 1. Like my first failed run, I continued to die and lose a ton of time to this stage. But this time, I stuck through with the pain and I took it slow, beating the level one step at a time. I said goodbye to Gay Bowser and moved through shifting sandlands. I genuinely struggle in this level, and instead of getting the 2 stars like I should, I only got the easier star and tested my luck at Lethal Lava Land. I got the red coin star and then brutally murdered the bully. Toad was feeling charitable, and then my Hazy Maze cave stars were done in an okay time. And finally, after 7 long years, I saw that jackass Mips again. I was fairly confident about this trick, but still not skillful at it. Luckily, we passed through both doors without much intensity, and then made it through Dire Dire Docks with the final star before Bowser singing a symphonic tune to that sweet water level melody. I am so bad at Mario 64. Please get me out of here. Get me out of here. I want to PB today. I am not gay. Fast forward through the struggle that is the fire level, and then executing our second Bowser, we made it to possibly the most iconic trick in speedrunning history, the BLJ. A rhythmic button press to glitch Mario through a staircase into a locked door. The BLJ is a run ender for a lot of new runners, and even a decent time loss for experienced runners who might experience some inconsistencies in their timing. To set up a clean BLJ, you face Mario away from the staircase. Line yourself up and long jump towards the camera. While in the air, you can use the analog stick pushed away from Mario, and with a rough BPM of 450, you can match your way up to the stairs and through the first door. If you ever get caught in the wall, don't worry. If you have enough speed, it should take around 5 to 8 jumps. And stuck at the door should usually even be less. Anything more, I normally reset. Yeah, because I know you're not supposed to like spam the whole thing. First try BLJ. After the 30 or so I edited out. We got through both BLJs and met face to face with the final Bowser. 50 plus minutes into the runtime was embarrassing, but for my first completed run after this long, I genuinely expected over an hour or even worse. So at this point, I was just hoping not to die and just beat the game in under an hour. But after multiple gay Bowser throws and my chat telling me to play Club Penguin instead, I did the unthinkable and completed my first 16-star run after 7 long years in 55 minutes and 57 seconds. I was proud of myself. Not for getting a good time, of course. Hell, that's insanely below average in speedrunning standards. But I was proud to say I got over my anxiety a little bit and did my first official speedrun. Recorded this time. I was excited indeed, but I couldn't sit back just yet and instantly started a new run. I was determined to get a better time on my second run before I ended the stream and ended day 1. And yeah, I might have messed up Lack 2 skip, bomb clip, and even candleless, but did I let that stop me? Yeah, I let it stop me. I reset after 11 minutes. But I set out to do one last actual run this time for the day, and folks, that's just what I did. I was messing up techniques early game, but with slightly cleaner movement and less deaths, I was changing my time drastically. Getting MIPS clip both fairly fast and shortening my time on the 2 BLJs, I was slow on the last Bowser level, but made quick work of the king himself. Yeah, that's it. That's it. All right. There we go. Securing a time of 43:22 to end off day 1, a whole 12 minutes faster than my first run. I was pleased with that run, satisfied with my night, and I got excited to sleep and wake up to... On day 2, I wasn't sure where the day would take me, but I was ready to practice better movement and honestly just have some fun. I was still cleaning out the rust a little bit and messing up most of the tricks, so when I did get one, I was aggressively ecstatic. Let's go! Extra Emily, do that? Yeah, probably. This first run of the day felt weird. I wasn't doing anything terrible, but my flaws were consistent, and I was realizing where I was having most of my trouble at. Oh, I knew I was gonna do that, and I still did it! The Bowser levels are just stupid for me. I don't know. The route in Dark World and the red coins were still kicking my ass, and my Bowser throws were not any better. Not to mention the atrocity of an abusive relationship that is me and shifting Sandlands. Okay, true. I hate shifting Sandlands! After wiping the sand off my ass and completing the several stars that came after, I was beginning to think we had a big chance to get several minutes off of our current 43:22. Then we got to MIPS. Yo, what is going on? Bro, eat my ass, bro. It grabbed her right there. Like, come on, bro. Yeah, MIPS took around 5 whole minutes of the run, and in the back of my mind, that hopeful chance I thought I had somehow started to fade away and ruin my confidence, which in result, changed my run for the good. Slow movement and bad attempts at my tricks, we entered the final Dark World at minute 31. More than enough time to not only beat the 43:22, but smash it and get sub 40. And we did exactly not that. We didn't beat our time. I kid you not when I say that there has never been a worse final Bowser attempt in the history of Super Mario 64. Ugh. I did that on purpose, just so I can beat him up longer. That missed. It's gonna work, I swear! Alright, here it is. Never mind, I was kidding. Why am I missing? There we go. How did that miss? I'm missing so hard. These angles are messing me up. I've been on this for 10 minutes. I didn't PB. I don't think I did. Bowser took 10 whole minutes, ending at 43:59, seconds after the day 1 PB. I was upset, demoralized, and confused at how awful I was playing. Day 2 was not off to a great start at all like I wanted it to be, but this was more than just playing a game now. This is already about not giving up and just doing better. I felt like I needed God though, needed a little bit of luck or some sign to make me feel like I can actually do this. And that sign came.
What? Did you know I was angry? Yeah, I'm messing up my run. I will get better, God.
Not exactly God, but Ian came to the rescue at my most angry hour, possibly of this entire challenge. He came home and out of the grace of his heart, handed me a cheeseburger. I did another run before I actually ate the burger, just because I was honestly upset at myself. And yeah, maybe I took a little bit of that rage out on Peach.
Yeah, where that cake at, ho? I mean Peach.
But finally, I started munching, going to town on that heaven-sent burger Ian handed me 40 minutes ago. Soft bun, seasoned beef patty, crumbled pieces of crispy bacon, a slice of cheese to coat, and a healthy bed of lettuce was the key components to craft a speedrunner. And speedrun I did.
Okay. Yeah. Here we go. That's wild I survived that. Honestly, I thought I was gonna die. There we go. Bowser! Here we go.
Let's get like under 30 minutes, man.
Just do it already. That works, that works. Oh, there we go! Hey! I used all my luck on the first one. There we go. Let's go! There we go. God, Jesus. I can do that though. That works. I can get that one. Yeah, I can get that one. Hit it. Yeah. Yes! Let's go! Please, yeah. Oh my God. Holy.
And on day 2, after 2 hours of sweat, rage, and one cheeseburger that Ian gave me, we got a sub 40, beating our day 1 PB by 5 whole minutes. A beautiful way to end day 2 in my eyes. I was satisfied with this time by a long shot, but something stirred inside me. My stomach was feeling this sense of eagerness I haven't felt in years. I was more than prepared to keep going. Or maybe that feeling in my stomach was from the cheeseburger, because I'm lactose intolerant. Day 3 I went in with an open mind, not expecting anything other than practice, something I failed to do in my day 2. I was expecting to PB on day 2, and I think I'm not alone in that thought of pressuring yourself to constantly improve and progress on a skill or a job, even though we know it takes time and dedication to do so. Especially when we're being compared, we tend to throw away self-improvement and focus on looking good for others. I was wanting to perform well for chat and entertain for this video, and most of all prove to myself that I didn't peak in sophomore year of high school. With all of that, day 3 was great for not only my mind but also a shorter stream overall. I remember being extremely tired on this day from work, so I only got to do 2 runs, which is not enough practice for a full day. Run 1 was extremely lackluster, consistently messing up almost every one of my tricks with only slightly improved movement compared to the start of the challenge. After struggling endgame with MIPS, BLJs, and Bowser throws, we ended up getting a 38.55, barely missing our day 2 PB. I was not getting great PBs one after another, and that's perfectly normal. My movement was picking up pace and some of the tricks were getting better with my muscle memory over time. I was still having trouble with MIPS though. MIPS the Bunny is a super bizarre trick essential to a 16-star run. After catching Mips the Jackass, your goal is to get him through 2 doors and cut into Dire Docks. The first wooden door is the trickier one, but easier to understand in my opinion. Line Mario up while holding Mips and start slowly walking into the door, leaning towards the right. At the corner of the door, you should be able to crouch, which ends up dropping Mips, but cutting Mario in front of Mips, clipping into the door. The best advice is to drop Mips typically when his shadow disappears. While stuck in the door, you can hold the crouching position and while staying in place, crawl around to pick up Mips and either jump backwards in the next room or turning around and setting Mips down through the door. If you're stuck in the door and can't pick up Mips, he's probably too close to the doorknob. Then the second door is far easier, but same tactic, walk into the corner and drop Mips, pushing Mario into the door and onto the other side. Day 3 wasn't over yet, and I still had time for one more run. 3 days into this challenge, I had mixed emotions, and while doing this week-long excursion, I was still going to work and doing my daily responsibilities. Playing and not achieving great times in comparison to all these amazing runs I've seen shocked me a little bit, especially in the 3rd day. I knew where my potential lied and I felt massive growth coming. I just didn't know when. Going into work, I remember putting on multiple SM64 speedruns just to take in that atmosphere and motivate me. You see, this challenge was beginning to get me hyped, beyond just the stream, beyond just the game. I was thinking about strategies outside of my playtime. That's when you know you're addicted. And all I wanted was to PB and get better every day. And so I did. On the last run of the 3rd day, we somehow got 1 minute better than our day 2 best. It's nowhere near perfect, but enough to get me amped for with how training is going and the slow crawl of improvements to my PB, I was thrilled going into day 4. But something worried me. With this day being pretty much halfway through the challenge, I was growing fear of not being able to outperform and getting anywhere close to my old status. While motivated, darker thoughts lingered in my mind. I needed some luck. Am I going to ever get under 30? Where is Ian with a goddamn cheeseburger? And is day 4 going to be a day of PBs? Well, I can't say I got another cheeseburger, but I did get a PB. Back to back to back. Dude, yes! Let's go! Oh my god, under 30. Bro, under 30 in 4 days. Let's go. Alright, stop the time, stop the time, stop the time. See it, thank you, stop the time. Run 1, 34 minutes and 24 seconds. Run 2, 32 minutes and 43 seconds. Run 3, 28 minutes and 34 seconds. Chipping away at my time over and over again, day 4 was the best in the week hands down. Not only just for my personal best, but for my mental sanity. I felt great and was playing better and better each time, and I was beginning to feel more optimistic than ever. Starting at a 37.09 and ending the day with the current BB of 28.34 made these past 4 days magical and worth it to keep enhancing my skill. We finally made it to sub 30, halfway into the challenge. I couldn't be happier, but I can't stop there. These runs inspired me. They showed me and the chat that I actually had what it took to achieve close to a 20-minute run. So I held on to that W day 4 handed me and I opened my 7 chakra points into day 5. I mean, we're on a hot streak. There's no way we can't PB, right? We didn't PB. After the immense growth we had on day 4, I didn't quite know what to expect going into day 5. I was truly hoping for even better times, or at the very least to stay consistent. But the runs were dry and my energy was the lowest it's been all week. Not every day can be a hit. I know we all like to fantasize and sometimes let our hopes cloud the reality and make everything seem easier said than done. Or some of us like to be pessimistic and not expect anything at all to happen. At the start of the week, I definitely leaned more towards that fantasy and kind of clouded my mind, thinking I would magically pick up where I left off all those years ago, playing fast, precise, and optimized in the modern day, but that's just realistically never the case. That 100% took some effect on me days 1 through 3, and especially on day 5 where I slightly started leaning towards that pessimistic approach, not expecting any more improvement from here on out. I wanted to grow past this 28-minute run, but day 5 for some reason made that feel impossible. I didn't quite feel like I peaked, but I wasn't feeling optimal with my gameplay, let alone my mindset. Last run of the day, I didn't even finish. I ended 15 minutes in due to just not feeling good. And on top of some things I had to do later that day, I had to end stream. It was for sure a miss of a day, and there's not much more for me to really speak on. Maybe 28:34 was going to be the final PB of the challenge. With only 2 days left, that was seeming to be highly likely. So with that, I was going to have to go into day 6 with a new state of mind, a new state of gamer.
Victory!
Ooh! Ooh!
Oh my god. Are we gonna get a fucking PB today? Or are we gonna suffer like yesterday? I don't know. But we'll see. Cause today, we're doing 16-star speed running of Super Mario 64, day 6.
Today felt different. I wasn't quite sure if that different feeling was more misery or triumph, but we continued the journey. 28:34 was an okay number, but I was not satisfied. I was going for gold. And with the terrible results of yesterday and the motivational Halo theme running through my blood, day 6 was the one that changed everything. Run 1, reset. Run 2, another reset. Run 3, I knew in my heart I couldn't afford another reset, and although it's super normal for speedrunners to reset dozens of times in single play sessions, I needed to not let the perfectionist side of me take control. I had to finish an actual run, and you know what they say, third time's the charm.
Wait, we can get a PB right now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's a PB, you just... Bro, Fahad, you're like, good luck. Yo, what? What? 27:48, baby.
And we did it. After a failed day 5, we broke the sub 28 by a minute and scored ourselves a 27:48. Now, while it wasn't the biggest time save, I think this was necessary for my mind just to even pass on. And while this was a good start to the day, this wasn't a sub 25. And to even achieve that goal, we would have to save around 3 minutes from our PB. And after the past 2 straight days of struggling to get even just under 30, some might say a sub 25 would be impossible for how little we trained. But I thought differently.
Come on, baby! Under 25! Under 25. Oh. Dude, that's it! My controller's dropping. Let's go!
And they say it couldn't be done. On one of the last days of the challenge, day 6 was somehow made a 24:55. I was shocked. While sub 20 might be the ultimate goal, I wanted to secure a sub 25 for this 7-day challenge at the least, and secure it we did. I felt amazing playing faster than I ever had this week. Of course we could see some massive improvements with my gameplay, but we peaked here for now. This journey was monumental for many reasons. Not only did I get to pick up a game again from my childhood that I adored, but playing through it again in the modern day really signified how much I just love this game. The iconic music, combined with the well-crafted levels, groundbreaking movement, and overall fun, Super Mario 64 remains a staple as one of my favorite games ever. Doing this battle and challenging myself to a specific task helped me realize a good amount too, surprisingly. It showed me I still had potential to be pretty good at games when I thought I lost a majority of that skill over the past 2 years. It showed me the obscure impact I have on not only myself, but people around me. Getting people to pick up their controllers again to speedrun, and most importantly, it gave me extreme validation I didn't even know I needed right now. Having support from so many people in just a short amount of time, watching the streams, supporting in chat, and all the N10 brothers that gave me hope and such nice comments, so much more really made me all that grateful for what I have, but honestly made me passionate for my future plans and what's to come. This was more than just Super Mario 64 and playing a game fast. This was about proving to myself I can get better and better every day as long as I try, and if there's any message you take away from this, please let it be that one. And who knows, maybe this isn't the end, but just the beginning to a sub 20 journey. Oh yeah, and some of you might be asking, what about day 7? We did worse than any other day of this week, so was this really a 7-day challenge? Or did I mean a 6-day challenge, you know? Guys, we did it, trust me.